How's that? Guys, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear what I'm saying. We had a little bit of mess up yesterday trying to get the stream together, and I may have screwed up some things that I don't know. So if that is true, let me know. Bingo, we got it. Hey, I don't know what I did, guys. I'll be honest, and again, let me know if I am too loud. I can turn that down for you. I am too loud. Yes, audio. All right, we can turn it down just a touch. I don't want to blow everybody's eardrums out. So if that is pretty good right there, I think I'll leave it there. Perfect. Okay, we'll keep it there then. All right, so like I was saying, backing up a little bit, it is Sunday. I feel much better than I had the last couple of weeks. So I had to go in and make some audio adjustments. My voice is great now. I'm back to normal. And so I want to make sure that I don't blow anybody's eardrums out and that we can get down to business on this box turtle build. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to build a box turtle. You're going to see a lot of box turtle builds on YouTube lately, and that is because LDO has finally started shipping and folks are receiving their box turtle kits. I am not building a kit. What I am doing is going from a self-source. Before box turtle had kits, I went through and bought all of the BOM, and so I have all parts printed. I have all of the bearings and gear and everything else that I need. And so I'm going to lay that out. We'll talk through that. We'll go through what Armored Turtle has on the net. And I really like their build guide. So we'll look at some of that too. And then we'll go from scratch. That means we're probably going to see heat inserts because I'm pretty sure I've forgotten some. And while that's going, let me heat up the iron, turn that on. If I have missed parts or parts have been updated, we may have to reprint some. So this is going to be a little bit more stream. So hopefully folks don't get frustrated with that kind of thing. But that's the reality of how this is going to work out. Again, this is not a kit. This is more of a self-source kind of thing. And those are issues that you're going to run into if parts have changed since I ordered everything. So we're going to get into wiring a little bit as well. And if you guys have questions along the way, please ask. If you have suggestions along the way, drop them in the chat as we go. I do have the chat up here, and I'll be able to see. So if it gets too crazy and I miss your question, just put it in there again. I'm not one of those folks that get upset if you ask the question multiple times. Cool? All right, a little bit different stream setup for today. We have me in the chat box, top left. That is not always going to be there, but we're always going to keep the desktop in the stream, or sorry, on the screen while we're streaming today. So getting over to what we're talking about, box turtle. Don't worry about this being upside down. That is a feature that I could not figure out. The camera is flipped. I got it. So if you're pointing that out later, thanks, but we all know, okay? We do have the slicer open if we need to make some adjustments and we need to update some parts or print something. That is available for us. And then again, we do have the Armored Turtle manual up, which again is a really nice manual. I like this thing. I like that it's customizable. I like that you can select the colors that you had chosen and you can really make it yours. So everybody's here. We got 4 people on. Then we'll press on with the build. So what I have printed out is I have all the trays printed and some of the parts. I went through yesterday and I put in a lot of the heat certs on the parts themselves. I put in a lot of the heat certs on the parts. I chose to print the flat bottom ones simply because they print faster. And all the whiteness on here that you're seeing is just stress marks in the ABS. That's not glue or anything like that. So to get rid of that, if we really care, no one's going to see the bottom of your box turtle anyway, much less your box turtle in general, unless they're hanging out in your makerspace. So what I like to do is I have the torch, and I'll just hit it with the torch And you can see that is kind of going away as I heat. I imagine you can use a heat gun as well. I have one underneath. This is just a lot easier for me without introducing a bunch of noise into the audio. And of course, like as soon as we get down to doing all of this, a lot of my butane in the torch is gone. So we'll fill that up after stream later. But you go from what looked like a white mess to something that's a little more beautiful. So if you're a person that cares about that thing and you don't know about that trick, there you go. All right, so I printed trays for all four. I don't know that we're going to build all four today. I don't want to make a 7-hour stream, but we'll get where we can get. So we'll do probably one tray. We'll probably do one extruder. I don't know if I'm going to do the frame today or not, but that is step one in the manual. So maybe we do, maybe we don't. I'm not sure that I have all of the correct skirts. Like I said, I printed my skirts and all of my parts probably 2 months ago, before Box Turtle was even public. And I don't know that things have changed or not. I was going through the manual last night, prepping for today, looking at the different stuff and what I have and what I don't. And it seemed like I had everything. But again, if we don't, we can just print. I do have the ABS loaded over there on the bamboo. I've got the slicer set up, ready to go. So all we got to do is drop stuff in the slicer and then hit print. Maybe not for long, depending on what they choose to do with their software, but for now, that's what we got set up. So how's everybody else on this Sunday? It's pretty lazy around here. Nice, warm-ish day. It's a little bit chilly, not as cold as it has been. So I'm not all bundled up like I would have been a few streams ago, but today is actually pretty nice. I think it's roughly 50 Fahrenheit out there. And so that's good for me. 60. I think our high today is like 70. Close to it. We're not far from you, Clown Hammer. As far as temperature goes, maybe far from you distance-wise, but that's that. Okay, let's start with the manual. So getting over Colorado. Okay, so yeah, we're not far from you. I am out towards LA. I'm about an hour east of LA. Coming out to Colorado. So hey, maybe you can just give me a ride from Denver when we go to Vermurf. You're going to Vermurf, right? Yeah. Sweet, man. It'd be good to meet you in person. Bring that sweet ass car you built. You were showing off on the stream the other day. So I know I'm gonna have to reprint this, or sorry, not reprint. Put heat inserts in these parts here. These are some of the extruder parts. So I'll have to do that. Would be fun, yeah. Hell yeah, about an hour from Loveland. Not a bad deal, man. This is what I did with the skirts. So just a simple layer swap. See if we can see that. Just a simple layer swap. I did not use the Steve build skirts. I made these, like I said, a couple of months ago before Steve remixed all his stuff and put it out there. Hey, Rob. And so that's what I chose to do on mine. I chose also to do a lot of LEDs. I chose to do a lot of LEDs, so I'm going to do LEDs in the corners. I'm probably going to do LEDs in the front skirt. I forget who made it. I want to say it was Thunder Keys made the LED front panel, but I really like that. So I want to try to incorporate that into the build as well. I realize that's a lot of soldering, and soldering is not the most fun thing to watch, but we'll get through it. Okay, going through Going through this manual here. Want to see, let's see. Want to see the, okay, cool. That's pretty good. Walk you through the process of preparing for and assembling a box turtle. Okay. Want to be able to see what you guys say, so we're going to readjust the window here a little bit in case there's any questions in the chat. Introduction provides an overview of how to use this manual along with guidance on the key decisions you will need to make before printing your parts. Well, that's too late. We've already made our parts, and my parts are black and white, so we're going to change that. I did black and white because I had planned to put this on the 350 Trident to my left, and so I wanted to make sure that we took care of that. Okay, so D2F is legacy. If you purchase the kit, the correct choice is D2H. I did get D2H sensor parts, and I guess we should take a look at some of those as well. Hey, good morning, Miss Lee Marie. You gonna give me crap in the stream today? I hope so. I would love some engagement. I give you guys crap all the time because it's fun. But yeah, we did get some of those switches that we need. So we do have the D2H switches, and we've got motors and wiring. There's a frame, a bunch of other parts over here. So we should be good on that. Hey, Thunder Keys, my camera is flipped. Yeah, I know, man. If you know how to fix that thing right now, let me know and I will flip it. But here, I can do this and you'll never know that it's flipped. How about that? Yeah, so Thunder Keys, using OBS, now I'm on Streamlabs, but I think that's kind of very similar. Um, I did the rookie mistake and tried to get fancy with the stream yesterday, and I made a lot of updates and changes and tried to do new overlays and all that stuff, and it really screwed up basically everything. I had to start over, so I spent about 4 hours yesterday getting through it. Hey, good morning, Jeremy. Go to camera source and transform on it. Yeah, we can try that real quick. Let me see. I do want to make sure that we're correct. And if I can, oh, I see it. Yep, I'm stupid. So how about we do that? And now we're good. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I'll know the parts are backwards. Good point. Good point. Yeah, that was a very simple thing that I just overlooked yesterday. I think I was just in it for like 4 and 5 hours. Yeah, Jeremy, I do need help after the stream. If you could teach me how to rig this thing, I would love that. Yeah, see, I'm glad Thunder Keys is here. I think if you say Box Turtle anywhere on the internet, Thunder Keys just appears kind of like Beetlejuice when you say his name 3 times. So we're going to continue to do that because you helped me out, man. Appreciate you. All right, so back to what we were talking about. Okay, I didn't do this zip generator, Thunder Keys. I don't know if you were here earlier when we were talking about this, but I printed my parts back when this was in beta, and I hope I have all of the correct things. If not, we are ready to go over there to print some new ones. Um, so we'll see. We will see. I did not do the no hardware stuff. I think, the hardware stuff because I used heat sets. I used heat sets on my trays. And so that told me that I think I printed the hardware version. Uh, I think that's fine. Print one set of the parts. Yeah, so we're gonna build. The plan for today is to build one tray, maybe one extruder. If we get down to doing the frame, I know that's part one of this guide. If we get into doing that, I think we'll be on the way. I don't want to go long. This is not going to be a marathon stream, but 2 or 3 hours if we get in a groove, or wherever a natural stopping point is. That's where we will cut it off. Yeah, I did all this. I probably used too high of an infill percentage, but everything is ABS. I did print some TPU. We did the wheels and TPU, and there's at least one person in the stream that recognizes these. These aren't really the stock one. Yeah, tracking Steve. If you guys need to run and watch Steve, I support that. I hope to try to finish around the same time that he begins. I like watching Steve as well. No, yeah, absolutely not 9 hours. That was a lot, man. I had to bail at like I think 6. Um, so I I remember we were watching the Lee Marie stream yesterday, and I watched for an hour, went to the gym, watched it while I was there, came back, did like 4 or 5 hours setting up on the stream stuff. You guys were still streaming. I got called for dinner. You guys were still streaming. And I was like, okay, I just can't anymore. It was a lot. So good on you for hanging in that long. Yep, we did 40%. That's just what I had set. And at the time, this didn't exist. So I just printed with my normal settings. I did do the clear parts. Every accent is white for me, or actually, it's glow in the dark, but it looks white. That is the theme I did on the Trident, and so I wanted to keep the same thing. Accents are going to be black, and quantities should be fine. You wrote it out the whole time? Good on you. Good on you. And how to get help? Well, you get help by just saying Box Turtle on the internet, and Thunder Keys jumps in. The worst part? Oh, okay. Loading couplers are meant to be tight. You do not want these coming out. I agree. Typically, blue plunger will need to be inserted into the collet body. I think I have a lot that are already done that way. I don't know that so I have them both. So I have them where they are separated, but I have a lot of pieces that are already built. So we have options. And assembly cues, red's going to be final, blue, make it loose, and then green is an adjustment up to me. Sweet. If I need resources, we have all of these. So let's open that in case we need it. And moving on. So it's got us going to the frame first. So I suppose we should start there. So I did this part yesterday. I went through and tried to do a lot of the heat certs. I didn't get into the extruder side of it where I started putting heat certs in. So we'll do a little bit of that. The iron's already hot. I've got my heat certs ready. But this is the skirt. I chose to just do the slicer trick. I don't care that the hexagons are a little bit not straight. That doesn't bother me. I just really wanted to keep little fingers out of it. And I didn't want my own fingers to be able to go in there because that's typically how I'll grab a printer and I'll just put my fingers into these. And I've broken skirts before by doing that. And so I didn't want to. And then it just adds a little something. So that's what I did. We're good on step 1. Hopefully this is what mine looks like at the end of it. We'll see. More heat inserts. Again, we already did that yesterday. I got the 3 on the bottom. I've got the 2 in the ends. I've done this to all 4 trays already. So we did that. Like I said, we're just going to do the 1 today. That way you get a gist of it. I'll do the other 3 off stream. This is where I kind of ran into trouble as I was going through the manual. Not because this was difficult, but because I didn't print the small bars that go on the end. So that should probably be step 1 here. I ended up printing them yesterday, so that's why you're seeing a mix of colors. I printed, for some reason, only a couple of the long bars. I think I printed 3 of those, and then maybe I threw another one away because I thought it was support. I don't know, but I only made 3, and then for whatever reason, I only had 1 of the small bars. So again, maybe I threw the other ones away because I thought it was support. Probably does not need all the vents, especially if you have the bottom panel off. Yeah, so Steve, I printed your bottom panels. I'll grab those real quick. I don't know. I don't think you've changed them since you released them in the Box Turtle Discord, but I did end up using your stock panels, or I'm sorry, your bottom panels. So we printed all of those, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I believe they're all correct. And I want to say you made these to fit on the regular Box Turtle, not your version of it. So I hope they fit. Bottom panel's one of those things that if you can add it, it's always great. There's no reason not to. But if I don't add a bottom panel, it's still going to work. So I'm not worried about it. Okay. And 3x8 socket head cap screws. I was able to pick up a bunch of hardware, and I know for sure that I have what I need. But I think I'd like to just kind of use what's in the kit. I don't want to go from my stash. So what I did, after I self-sourced everything, back when it was beta, you had LDO coming out with kits, and then you had Lead Lab. I don't think that's correct. I think that's a misspelling. It's C Lab, C Land or something. Yeah, C Lead Lab. They came out with their kit, and the day that I saw it was the day that it launched. Yeah, that word. Thanks, Thunder Keys. I ordered that kit the day that it dropped, and it got here like 10 days later. And my goal with that was to build 2 separate box turtles, one for the Trident, and then one for my Micron. Although I think for the Micron, I'm gonna do a Night Owl. So I have enough hardware and parts for probably 3 box turtles or variants thereof. Yeah, it is a really weird name. But so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use their hardware kit, and it literally is a hardware kit. There's no wiring with this. They just gave me, I don't know how many meters of 20 something gauge wire. There's not a wiring kit, so it's not as nice as what an LDO kit would be. There are no frame option colors, unless you want black, and that's fine. Black is good with me. I know that LDO is doing blue and gray. I saw. I don't know if they're doing black at all. So I wish I could like drag this thing. So right mouse button is to pan. Okay, there we go. I like the instructions you guys have here. Thunder keys. Did they cheap out in the wrong spots? I don't know. We'll find out together. I'm not popular enough to be able to get an LDO kit sent to me. And at the time, this one was more cost effective, especially since I'm building multiple. If I were to get 3 LDO kits, which are 100% worth every dollar that you spend, that's not what I'm saying. If $300 is what you have and you want to build multiple box turtles, I would push you towards the what is this? Lead Lab kits, because you can get 2 for about 300, or you can get 1 LDO kit for about the same cost. I chose to go with multiple and maximize the dollar. That means that I need more hands-on. I got to build a wiring harness, and it doesn't come with the the AFC light, that kind of thing. So it's more work, but that's okay. It's just more content, right? I mean, Thunder Keys, if you know anything about how I operate, cost is an issue when it doesn't make sense for me. If the product has ticked every box, I don't mind paying a little more. What I have, man, built at least, there are, I can see from where I'm standing, 14 printers. About half of those are LDO kits. So cost, dollar value, I don't mind paying a little more for quality. But in the case of this one, I just really wanted multiple, and it made more sense for me. I had this kit before box turtle kits got in the hands of people right now. So I've had this kit at least a month now, when the LDO kit seems like it really just started getting in people's hands last week or so. So had I been more proactive, we would have built this a while ago. My buddy Booty in the chat here is the reason that we're doing a box turtle, and I appreciate it. That guy makes sure that I stay on task, because it is very easy to get lost in the sauce and just forget about projects. Oh, that's right, Booty. You do have the blue LDO kit on the way. Blue, gray, and black. Well, I wouldn't mind a blue one. I have a V0 over there that could use some love. And if I could put a night owl on that, like a 2-lane, I think that'd be cool. Weren't I building an NSB? I would love to. I would love to build an NSB. Armored Turtle, thanks for jumping in the chat. I have enough for 2 kits. One plan is to build the stock one, because I already have the parts printed. The plan for the second kit is to build the NSB, and that way we show Booty some love, and then also show a different version of the box turtle. And up to now, I haven't seen anybody stream a NSB kit or an NSB build, and so hopefully by us doing it on stream, we'll be ahead of the curve. All right, that said, I needed 16 and I only put in 4. I hope that's fine. Maybe we're using the other 8 elsewhere. NSB is not so boxy, yes. And then I got a little bit of peek behind the curtain on that, and Steve is doing some pretty cool stuff with the NSB. Okay, so I need some bearings. I need one of these guys. We'll put this to the side. I need one of those and one of those. All right, we're doing some soldering right out the gate. Exactly my favorite. Here's the thing, guys. I'm not the best at soldering. I don't do a lot of it. I don't practice very often. So for those that do, if you have some tips on what settings I should be using on the iron, let me know. I'm always open to learning new things and trying new stuff. Again, I don't think I'm a pro at anything at all, and I'm always trying to keep the mindset that I'm a student and there's always an opportunity to learn some new stuff. So right now, I'm planning to start soldering at 300. I don't know if that's good or not, but that seems to be what worked for me in the past, simply because that's what it was already set to when I turned it on. 69,000 in prey? Probably melt a hole through the whole damn thing, dude. 340. Okay, let's crank it up. There's 340. All right. I've got this cheapo soldering station here. 300. So Zombie said 300. How about let's split the difference and we'll go 320. Zombie, I saw your stream the other night. We were chatting back and forth. I think I want to pick up some of that red PLA, man. I don't do a lot of stuff in PLA. I don't print a lot in PLA, period. But when I do, it's usually a shit ton, and it's always for the kids. So they, and especially with Valentine's Day coming up, I think a nice red is going to do us well. A nice red will do us well. All right, so we're just doing the outside 2 pins. Ensure your switch is wired before installation. Refer to the wiring guide to determine which length to use. So I looked at this yesterday as well. So I'm going outside pins and then using the JST here. That's good. I'm seeing multiple lengths. Now, this is purely a guess. Tell me if I'm wrong in the chat. I'm thinking because there are several lanes and those lanes are further away from where the AFC light would be mounted, that each lane is going to have a different length. What I don't know is I'm seeing 5 different numbers. Why are there 5 numbers? And if I'm building, let's call this lane 1. If I'm building lane 1, do I start at 200 and go down? Or do I start at 310 and go down? I don't know which end is for the lane and which end is for some other sensor to be determined. Another few weeks, Zombie, you're killing my heart, dude. I feel like you had at least 2 spools on your stream the other night. Can I just have one of those? For the hub. Cool. All right. Which, Jeremy, which length is for the hub? Is it the 510 or the 200? 465 is the hub. Okay, so right in the middle of all the things. All right. Airship from China. Okay. So I should start Armored Turtle. I should start with the 200 then. Is that what I'm picking up? If I can make one suggestion, I would write that on the picture here. Like just put a little note saying that 465 is for the hub, and then put lane 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the other numbers. That way it's a little more clear on what you're doing. Kind of give some context as to why you would be doing that as well. I mean, I had to infer, I think it was a smart choice to infer that those were for the different lanes, but I didn't know that for sure. I was just making an educated guess because I built a lot of stuff. Here's one of the downsides of this kit. If I'm building a kit, I would prefer to have all the wiring done, and I think that's what you get when you have an LDO kit. This one just came with a bag of 3 colors, and this is probably, I don't know, 3 meters of wire. 3, maybe 5 meters of wire. It's all silicone wire, so it's pretty flexy. It's going to work perfectly fine, I think, but I'm going to have to do that work myself. So now we're measuring each wire. We're cutting each wire to length. All that work's going to be done for you on an LDO kit. So you're going to pay a little more for it, but it's going to be nicer and an easier time. I do have extra wire. On the shelf over there. So I think I'm going to probably save this. I don't know. I feel like there are other reasons I would need wire later. So I'll probably save that and come back to it. I do have more silicone wire. I just want to make sure that we have the right size. I think it is 26 is what I was saying. Yeah, 26 gauge. Got this box of wire, and this is 24. Man, that white balance is terrible. Sorry, guys. 24 gauge wire. Okay, let's do this. Does that help if I do that, or is that too dark? Is that better? Something like that? Because I feel like we're just getting washed out. Too dark. Okay. I feel like that overhead light was washing this out. I can see that much better now. Scene needs flip too. Damn it. Amateur hour over here. Thanks, Thunder Keys. I don't want you telling me that my parts are wrong. There we go. Now that I know how to do it, it's not a problem. But that also means that every single camera is going to need to be flipped in all the different scenes. Dr. Mercy stickers. Yeah, yeah. So that's why he's here. So we got Doc Mercy up top. This came in my C-Lead Lab kit. But then we also have this one from Doc Murphy. It's a holographic box turtle sticker. Really shiny. I like that one. But yeah, I ordered some stuff from that guy. Again, trying to support the community. We got the warning sticker, and then in the kit was a calico sticker. I like to run calico on almost every machine, and so that's it. Yeah, just a sticker of himself. I feel like it looks like you, Zombie, though. Like if you just put a lab coat on, that'd probably be you. Diffuser on the overhead light. Jeremy, it's a light that came with the workbench. I got to figure that out later. How's the lighting now? Is this too dark? If that's the case, we can brighten it a touch if we need to. Yeah, we'll get there. All right, back to this. So this is 24 gauge. I want to say I got some 26 somewhere. I don't really want to use the wire that came in the kit, not because it's bad or anything like that, but because it's got the 3 colors. I don't know what else I would use it for, and I want to make sure that I have an option to have other wire left over for other things. So we're just going through the parts bin to see what I have. I know that I got another box of wire somewhere. Just got to find it. So many parts. Not that one. Not that one. All right, well, I don't know what I did with that. And so we're just going to press on. Because the only ones that I have are that 24 and the 22. I think they would both work, but I'm trying to cut down on the bulk because I do know that there's a lot of wire underneath. And we'll figure it out other ways. All right, it'll do for now. I just want to make sure that we can see without being super whitewashed out, because that hurt my eyes when I was looking at it. All right, I think we're starting with the 200 on this one, according to the picture. So we're just going to measure out 200. You're not able to see this from your point of view, but I do have on the bench, on the mat, there's a scale at the bottom. So that's what I'm just going to use to measure here. All right. So we're going to measure out 200. I think I'm going to just use black and red. Yeah, it would be nice to have better lighting in here for sure. It's one of the things that are on the list, as well as a better camera. I would really like to have a 4K camera. Looks better than what I am streaming with. Clownhammer, I didn't know that you streamed, man. You have to let me know when you do again, and I'll jump on with you. You don't? Okay. So better than you're streaming with because you don't stream at all. Got it. There's just parts all over the desk. Trying to make some space. And so I think I need to make 4 of these eventually. All of them at 200. Or sorry, no, not at 200. This one at 200. The others at what's listed on the picture there. All right, 2 bits of wire at 200. Now I'm going to solder these to, those cameras are great actually. Which ones? The ones that I have? Oh, the little Osbot cameras are nice. I was looking at one of those, and there are, I don't know, 3 or 4 different ones. Which one do you recommend, guys? EVZ10 and a couple Osbot tail airs. 2 Sonys and a couple. So you have like 4 cameras, 5 cameras? That's way too rich for me. Maybe one day. I need to get a new job. All right, going back to all of them are great. Tail air are more expensive, but wireless. Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but I have the whole tool chest with Gridfinity, and it makes organization so much easier. Before that, I just had everything kind of tossed in there, and I would be searching through, trying to find stuff. It was just not a good time. This is much, much better. And then, of course, you just throw things on the ground after you strip wire. What's the best way to solder this that you guys have found, those that have built a box turtle? I got the best job? Hey, I'm not saying that I hate my job. I'm saying I need to get a better job that pays more. Because while my job is cool, it pays okay. It could always be better. Obsessed with 3D printing organization, but still don't fully utilize them. Same. At my last house, before we moved, I printed 2 walls worth of the Repcord filament racks. And my goal was to come here. I moved from Oklahoma to California. My goal was to come here and put that on the wall pretty much straight away. I've been here almost 6 months. We haven't done that yet. I would like to. I did save all the EMT, that metal tube that they tell you to use. So I saved all of that, but I did not install it again. I need to. All right, so that looks like it's held. I think 320 works pretty good. I know, it's not hard, Zombie. Like, it's only an hour. I agree with you. The problem is not a problem. It's just that I haven't prioritized it. I need to. We were talking yesterday on Jeremy's stream that I've been doing like 60-hour weeks. So I'll be honest, putting a rep rack on the wall is kind of the last thing I'm worried about when I get home at 6:30. It's something I want to do for sure, but it's not the first thing I think of, and it probably should be, especially if I want to get organized and actually continue to stream and do this stuff. That's not pretty, but ow, I think it'll work. Let's add some more here. That one. This one fell down a little bit. We're gonna try and straighten that guy out. And I don't know about you, but I think I want to put some heat shrink on that. Film organization, #1 priority. So many schools. Bro, I feel you. There's behind me, out of frame where you can't see, there's at least, wow, There's at least 150 spools of filament back there. It's a little bit crazy. How did it happen? I don't know. How do you eat an elephant? Just one order at a time. I need to use it. I try to use it, especially around Christmas when we do what is the Toys for Tots printed toys thing. Um, I like to do that, and that eats up a lot. But somehow, the other 12 months of the year, I end up still uh, collecting more filament than I can use because I go through fits and starts. It's like I will print a lot, and I'll do that for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then I won't print as much for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And it's because I don't do Etsy, I don't do print it forward, I don't print parts for people all the time. I think what I do is mostly for my kids, for the wife when she asks me for a thing. I do it for different schools and STEM classes that I teach, those kinds of things. And I don't do a lot of printing otherwise. I think the most printing I've done, and seriously in the last week, is getting ready for today to make sure that I had everything for the for the box turtle build. What do people print though? Like, what is the new hotness on the internet right now? I know Valentine's Day is coming up, and so it's probably some of that. But otherwise, what are people making right now? Because I don't know that I will follow suit, but I'd be interested to see what it is. Okay, that feels pretty good. Time will tell if I did it correctly. It's very clicky. Move some of this out of the way. And put that down here. All right, so we got the wires. You're a fan of builded printed flat. So I've seen that. I've seen his stuff. I wanted to, what is it? The pepper. I wanted to print the pepper just because. And I was gonna give it to my youngest daughter. She has one of those play kitchens and a lot of like play plastic food that she makes me pretend to eat almost every day. But I thought about making something like that for her. But I saw he had like a pineapple version. There's a bunch of different things. And then also I know that STL Flicks did a lot of that stuff a couple of months ago. They had what is it, like a goldfish, there's a stingray. Uh yeah, so that seems to be kind of the way that things are going, which is fine. I just don't honestly, I don't do a lot of prints just to print things. I probably should. Floppy designs are pretty cool. Yes, 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 yes. But what do I do with them? What do you guys do with it after you make this stuff? That's that's always what I worry about. Like I don't mind making it. I think it's pretty cool. And then after the joy falls away, 5 or 10 minutes later, it's like I got this print down and I don't want to trash it because I just made it. And throwing things away is wasteful. But also I don't know what to do with it. If you guys have ideas, let me know. I can only give so much away, so much away to the kids before I piss the wife off because they collect them, never use them. They junk up the room and then they slowly start to disappear because she finds ways to either give them away or throw them away or whatever. And I feel bad because it feels wasteful. They play with that stuff all of 10 minutes, and then it's off to uh, whatever it is that they play on the internet, Minecraft probably. I'm not seeing missing any JST connections in this kit. So that's something to note if you're interested in picking one of these up. There is no JST connections in here that I can find. I did find those tiny bearings though. There's motor cables, a bunch of stuff, but nothing that I need right now. So, what to do? I have a bunch in the desk drawer here. We'll do some of that. Have a local library. Yeah, so my local library is pretty cool. I got to go over there a month ago, probably. And they had a couple of 3D printers in there. They're maker bots of some kind. People that made your kit never talked to us, no idea what's included. It seems to be pretty legit Armor Turtle. I think they took your bomb and just put a bunch of shit together. It seems mostly complete. I don't see those JST connections. But maybe the thought is that you would get that with your AFC Lite. And so they didn't include them. Vendor is C-Lead Lab. You can read that label, C-Lead Lab. You can find them on AliExpress. That's where I picked up this kit, was AliExpress. Children's Hospital, I would do that if there was one near me. We don't have a dedicated children's hospital near me. It's about maybe 2.5 hours away. And so I could, but I don't go to LA that often. Honestly, I've only been there once since we've lived here. That's a good idea. I think the point is print stuff that is enjoyable and it's pretty cool. I don't know what a CPS is. You'll have to. Every town has CPS. Not sure what that is. Or regular hospital children's wing. Sure. You guys seem to think that I'm in a huge city or something. I'll tell you, from where I live to the very closest town, which is really just a town, it's about 25 minutes just to get there. And then get to like an actual city where there's at least a Walmart is about 45 minutes from where I'm at. Not saying it's impossible. It's an afternoon drive. Go down for lunch, drop some stuff off, eat some good food, drive back, right? But you're talking a round trip of 3 hours to do that. I would need to collect a bunch of stuff and then make it worth the time, which is probably what I should do. So I appreciate all of the ideas. Foster care, give them to Halloween. Yeah, Halloween's still 9 months away, 8 months away. Child Protective Services. Okay, I try to stay away from those guys though. But yeah, I appreciate the ideas. Keela, if you keep me honest on this one, Clovis, yeah, not Clovis. There's a Clovis, California as well. If you keep me honest on this stuff and like continue to pester me to print cool stuff and give it away to kids, I will probably listen. Usually the one thing that I get nagged about the most is the thing I end up doing. Because all of the rest of the time, it just kind of falls off my plate. There's just no, what is it called? There's no, I don't know, drive to remember those things. So if it's not a requirement, it ends up being not a priority. And that may be a shitty way to be, but that's how I am, and that's how I operate. I need that pressure to be able to function. Otherwise, I get distracted. Welcome in, Lego Therapy. How was your run? What was it, only, 8 miles today? Small town seat, the Legion Hall. Yeah, the town doesn't even have a Legion Hall, man. There's no Walmart. They have a grocery store, BK, Taco Bell, McDonald's, and funny enough, they have a Starbucks. But it's an unincorporated town. Uh, do you guys like these? These are the Engineer, what is this? PA09, I think. Yeah, PA09. I really like these for crimping anything. Toy drives, did many at Christmas. Yeah. Christmas time is easy, Thanksgiving is easy, Halloween is easy because you can kind of expect those and you can do something different. I will generally do those. And so ramping up printing of tchotchkes in September, October timeframe makes sense. Right now in February, though, that's where we are. In February, it's a little more difficult to figure out what you do with all the crazy stuff you print. The best Lego are free. What are we talking about? Checked out the grand piano, hinted heavily and holy. All right, Boothie, if you get a grand piano, I think you have to stream it. That's kind of a requirement. Uh, Lego Therapy streams every week. Oh, sorry, he doesn't stream. He does premieres every week almost, maybe more so than that. And then we're doing the two inside. So this guy and oh, that's backwards. Good catch. Almost put that in there backwards. So it's important to note that I guess it's important to note that the pin part of this end stop is oriented correctly. So the pin part needs to be to the left like it is now. And then that left wire, whatever color you ended up using, goes into the left side of the JST. And I've always got to use some kind of tweezer to get that in there. My fingers just don't work with a very soft silicone like that. And the tug test didn't work because I put it in backwards. Good job. All right. Putting it in the correct way now makes it work. So pass the tug test. Try it one more time. So this time this should go in the middle pin of the JST. And there we go. There's one of our 4 in stops. Sweet. Moving on. Joe, switch the camera. Did I move it? Where are we left at? What camera do you want? Oh, do you want the big cam? This one? This is what we ended up with. So switch to the left. Wire 1 to the left of the JST. And then wire 2 on the outside pin away from the switch to the JST. Middle pin of the 3-pin JST. Is that what you needed? Not a problem. All right, moving on. We are good with that. Now is the time to be sure that your filament pathways are clear and unobstructed. You may find that a 2mm drill bit by hand can clean up trouble areas if you have them. I don't know if I have trouble areas. We'll find out. Somehow I printed 2 of these. I just always seem to overprint things. Maybe I just forget what's going on. But I got this hub, which does not look like the same hub as that one necessarily. Yeah, that doesn't look like the same part for me. I hope I printed the right one, but I did not print that one. Not that I know of. I got a giant box of parts over here. And it does not look like I have the right hub. So we may need to make that run that off. Probably not going to be done in the time that we have to stream today, but we can still press on and get going on other things while that happens. So I'll reprint that one off stream and we'll come back to it on part 2. I don't think it really matters right now, unless I wanted to put the skirts on, and I think it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna make sure I didn't leave it on the other table over here. I don't see it at all. So yeah, I printed the incorrect part. That's fine. This might be the old part actually, which is why it's not the right one. Giant box of Legos. Depends on my switch type. Current hub is different. Yeah. So this one here is not the one that I printed. And so if I wanted to use that bearing and this in-stop that I just printed, or sorry, just assembled, I won't be able to do that. So I'll need to print this part. So we'll see if we can just drop that in the slicer. So we can add in, let's see. So this is the box turtle parts that I'm dropping in. And then trying to figure out the right folder here. I think it's in Respooler. Maybe not. No. You guys know where it's at. Shout it out in the chat. Maybe under extruder? No. Frame? No. To the team, I know that it makes sense to you all where these STLs are placed. But for those of us that didn't build it, it's a little hard to find out what is where in which folder. So if I'm looking for the hub right now, right? I've gone through trays, tool doesn't make sense. Skirt, rear skirt, center hub doesn't, I guess it's just a hub STL. Let's try that one. That guy? Okay. So maybe just the naming scheme and I'm a little dense and slow, but this is the one that I printed. That's the same one that I printed. Legacy parts. Okay, so I need legacy parts then, is what you're saying? Try to get this back on screen for everybody while still being able to see what you're saying to me in the chat. Because this is the part that I printed, but you're saying I need a legacy part. New hub, old switch, wrong one. That's a legacy part. Right, but if this is a legacy part, why is it telling me that in the manual though? It's showing me a different part in the manual than what the STLs normally would be. So is the manual giving me legacy parts? Hey Robert, are you coming to Remurf? Are you going to Rocky Mountain again this year? Shows the D2HFW. Well, that's what we made. Base build folder. All right, so this is what I downloaded like last night. Box Turtle main. This came straight off of the base build. Okay, so I was in the wrong folder. Thanks, guys. I'm a little dense. All right, so I'm in the base build hub. Let's see if this is different. That looks different. We'll get rid of that guy. Thanks, team. No, the problem is I have, and this is wrong, I have multiple folders in there. So I downloaded it before, and then I downloaded it last night. And the folder I downloaded last night has the correct part. So thanks. I appreciate you guys. This is the part we need. I do remember that I can make this 20%. So I'm going to save myself some time and make that 20% instead. I want to say all the rest of the settings were the same, the 4 walls and whatever. I'm not going to go back through the manual. I think it's fine. Oh, Steve made it? What? Hey, Steve. Thanks for joining. That's pretty cool. I'm going to check out your stream after this. So the plan is to hopefully be done by the time you start so that we can all flow over and catch your stream. I forgot to print this part, and that's what we are doing right now. We're going to send this over. That's only an hour. So we'll set that. Printer's already warm. Chamber's already going. We're not going to do any of that. We should have that pretty quick. Steve, how was that Reaper build yesterday? Old hub, rear, center, skirt may not fit. I don't know, Boothie. We'll have to figure it out when we get there. I hope it does, but if it does not, so be it. We'll reprint as we go. Right now, I just want to move forward. So we'll come back to this later. Make good progress. Couple more streams to finish. Yeah, I really want to get into it, man. And their new 3D sets, new products that they're releasing. I think it was a gearbox, and then it seemed like they were teasing either a Challenger or a Charger build. I think I'm going to hold out and wait for that. I love that West 3D. Shout out to them. Are starting to carry some of those hardware kits that makes it so much more approachable. Barracuda. Sorry, I knew it was a Dodge. I didn't go back and really pay attention and look it up, but I knew it was a Dodge something muscle car. But Barracuda is even better. So we'll probably do that. Plymouth. Sure, Plymouth. Plymouth. Yeah, I'm supposed to do all that stuff. We're going to skip it. And then it's going to have us do the rest of these. We got to wait for those parts, though. I did print this. So we can do that. This is the one that I made. Get you guys back over to... This is the part that I printed. And Boothie, I think this is your skirt for the regular box turtle because it's got the cutout in the bottom. You're working on a tanker, just bought the electronics. Tanker like, Zombie, are you talking like a semi-truck tanker? You had to leave the Reaper stream at 5 hours. Yeah, you're talking the other one, Lee Marie stream. I couldn't hang. They said they were going for 9 hours. There's no way. Tanker 3D sets. Okay. All right, what parts do we need here? We need a fan. It did come with a fan. So top right corner, sorry, top left corner, it did come with a fan. Without licensing, they call it the car Torque. I get it. Torque is a pretty cool name. I mean, it's not as cool as Barracuda would be, and we all really know what it's called. So it's fine. But I get it. Licensing sucks. This goes that way, upside down, so that we pull air into the chamber. What I don't know from the instructions, though, is wiring. So let's zoom in on that guy. Flip that around. This is great, guys. Like, whoever built this manual, kudos to you for the 3D rendering. I love that we have the wiring in here. I can see exactly where that's supposed to go. It is fantastic. Vooks and Robert, you guys should get a raise. Whatever you got paid, double it. Yeah, I would love, so I build a lot of printers, accessories for printers. We're doing Box Turtle today. I've got other spool holders like what is it, Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder. All of that kind of stuff. If it could convert to this, it would be fantastic. Now, I understand that's a lot of work and people don't get paid to do these things. But if they were and so inclined to do this, I would appreciate it. And I'm sure many other builders would as well. All right, 3010 fan with some M3 by 16s. We got some of those. Double dollars is still double dollars. True. That's why it's a joke. Armored Turtle. Armored Turtle, this is your first time here on my stream as far as I can tell. But also I only started streaming like a month ago, maybe 5 weeks at the most. I'm a smartass. I say a lot of things that I don't really mean in the way that I say them. I just say them with a straight face because when you do that, people tend to believe what you say. So you can almost say anything, and people always have to second guess. Is like, is he fucking serious? Yeah, it's something I do. I've always been that way. Always a smartass. You and everyone else in this community, okay? But here's the thing, Zombie. Some do it better than others. Not saying I am one of those people, but some are very good at it. And you're like, man, is that guy serious? I don't know. I like to have fun. That's why we're here. I'm out here in the garage talking to myself. I need to have some kind of interaction. I'm a fly boy. That's the way we roll. Yeah. So I've been doing that 22 and a half years flying. And it is fun, but it is work. It's not as, I don't know, easy life as you would think. There's a lot of study time that needs to go into it. So you're always in the books. You're always reading new information because stuff updates all the time. And by no means am I complaining about it. I'm just saying that it takes a lot more than just jumping in the airplane and going. That's what the front facing part of it is. But there's so much more on the backside that no one ever sees when you fly Southwest or Delta or any of those. Hopefully not Spirit. But when you fly those, you see the guy roll up, an hour prior to closing the door. He jumps in the cockpit, and then next thing you know, as a passenger, 45 minutes to an hour later, you're airborne. That's there's so much more that goes into the backside of that. Everything from training to studying to practice to, just all kinds of stuff. And that is just to go fly. For me, I do all of that just to go fly, but then also I'm more of a upper level manager as well. And so there's all of the stuff that comes with that job. And so you end up having to take care of everyone else's stuff to make sure that the entire operation works. So it can't just be show up and fly. There's a ton of other requirements and things that you got to do before you can go and have fun. Supposed to have done the black box one. Yeah, get on it, man. Black box is really, really cool. I love that it's so beefy and compact at the same time. I do have a ProForge 4.2. I think that's the version number they're on, from MakerTech, that I have not built. I have not unboxed. It's been under the desk here for, man, the better part of a year. I really want to get to it. I do. I just, man, it requires so much space. It's a 300 by 400, so the same size as a Magneto X, except it has a top hat, so it makes it taller that way. I think there's also, it's a 4 tool, and requires so much additional headroom than any of the other printers I have. I simply do not have a place to put it. I've got two of those industrial style uh, racks that you can get from Costco, and that has 12 printers on it. If I were to put this tool changer on one of those racks, I would have to remove 3 printers and find a home for them. But I don't really want to do that because they all still work. Uh, one of the racks has 3 Vorons and a filament dryer and a Micron on there. So it's kind of the Voron shelf, I suppose. And then the other one has a switch wire that I got at Reno Vice this past year. I won the switch wire there and built that one. So that's on the shelf with the Bamboo, the LH Stinger, the second SK Cube, and what's that? That is a the other Pro Forge. And so I need to get rid of almost an entire 3 printers to be able to fit that tool changer anywhere. I really want to build it though because I've seen nobody with it. Um, and so it would be very unique to have them stream. And I would imagine that it helps people if they had a way to see how it goes. So what I just did was clear out some of the holes. The support settings inside of that fan hole clogged up where the screw threads would go, so I couldn't get one of the button heads in there. I should have used that slicer trick where you print with PETG and PLA and just use PETG supports on the interface layer only, especially with the Bamboo and having the AMS on there. I could have done that easily. I didn't think about it at the time, and so I'm paying for it today. You'll get it done? If I keep streaming, I'll get it done. The whole purpose behind doing these streams is not to take away from those who are already out there and big and doing stuff. You guys provide so much value to the community. This truly is self um, self motivating for me to get some stuff done. If I don't set time aside and make it a requirement and have that momentum behind it, it doesn't happen. Uh, Keela, yesterday we were talking on your stream about going back to the gym and whatnot. It's the same kind of deal. You got to have that buddy. There's got to be that motivation, that drive to push you to do the thing that is easy to pass on. That's what this is for me. It's easy for me to say I'm too busy to build something. And so streaming kind of forces me to do that. It forces me to prepare. It forces me to talk for the next however long we stream. And those are both skills that I need to perfect and be better at. And so here we are. Converting one of your Vorons already. So yeah, that's probably the easiest route. Um, the Pro Forge 4 is made to be a tool changer. So it was always that way. Do it live, can yell at you to keep you going. All right, we're live right now, zombie. Yell away. Type in all caps for the rest of the stream. But yeah, that Pro Forge 3 was built that way. I'm not converting anything over, and I'm not changing something into something else. When you do that, it becomes a challenge. Hey, look, a fan. Yeah, I know. We're getting there. This is it's not as straightforward to get through all the things. And we're having fun. We're chatting, trying to keep my eye on what you guys are talking about. 3 folks motivated. Well, you can count me. Once you said that you were doing your Twitch streaming and you're going to do it every Sunday and whatnot, I was like, man, I need to do something. I've got everything that I need to just start, and I haven't. Um, it's pure laziness. It's just not prioritizing the things that I enjoy, and so um, I don't know. Oh, that's fantastic. It looks like the Bamboo's having a temperature issue. I just got an error on there. Give me a 341. I wonder if the heater is going bad in the Bamboo. It just stopped itself um, because it's not heating right. That's fun. That'll be something for after stream. Oh, and I'm doing great. You're too nice. Too nice. Knows I'm building a replacement? Probably. I like my Bamboo. It has been my workhorse. I was able to get it on Kickstarter, number 441. And so it has worked since the day I got it, and it's been my workhorse printer for a lot of things between now and then. It helped me build my second Voron. My first one I printed on a CR6 SE from Creality, if you can remember that far back, a whole, what, 3 years ago? And that was in just a like a grow tent kind of thing, and the grow tent was the chamber. So I printed my first Voron Trident out of that, and it worked. I used that Voron to print the next one, and then I think shortly after the Bamboo started shipping, and that arrived. And as soon as I got the Bamboo, it became the workhorse. And Ender 3 and the grow tent, yeah, very similar. CR6 just had what was it called? The nozzle touch probe kind of deal. And I guess at the time that was the new hotness. All right, we need some corners now. I think I've already taken the support off the corners. So getting into the build frame. One question I had, and I ended up printing this part, reprinting it yesterday because I boogered it up pretty good. But what I did is I saw that support needed to come off. So I tried to get in here with a tool on this side of it, and I gummed that one up pretty good. I don't know that comes out of there. I did take it out of this side. I took it out of that side, but I don't know that side comes out. So I reprinted it, and we got 4 new parts. Both your Bamboos are workhorses. They are. I get it that people have heartburn with what Bamboo is changing. We don't like people to change our printers after the fact, especially after like 2 years. And I get that from the community. I tend to agree with that sentiment myself. I'm not sure where I'm going to be if I support whatever the next Bamboo is. I would have to see it. I don't want to say no today, but I would have to see it to make sure that I knew and understood what I was getting into. So I'm really, oh, and that's warped all to hell. I don't know if you could see that on stream, but that's a banana. This must have been printed on the FL Sun. I don't know who else in the chat has an FL Sun S1 non-pro. This was the original one, but the non-pro had some issues out the gate. And outside of that, after I fixed the issues, I can't print ABS on that thing to save my life. Almost everything I print either warps off the plate or it flexes the plate off of the magnet. The only thing I can get printed on the S1 is either something out of PETG or PLA. I cannot print anything ABS. It warps like crazy. We'll have to reprint that one over there. I guess the moral of that story is I would avoid trying to get a S1. It is super fast Delta. It's my first Delta, and it's great for PLA, PETG. But if you're trying to do anything other than that, bring me with the new corner. Okay, thanks, man. I've got a couple of Discord messages already. I can see. Those corners assume you actually tune your print profiles. Okay. I do tune my own print profile, so I hope they're good. It's the only ones we have, so that's what we're going to work with. All right, we've taken that apart. But if you got new corners, I'll take them. I'll get them printed today, and we'll just swap after stream if we have to. All right, so blue means that I should keep things loose, no problem. And those are M5 by 16s. I know I saw those in here. I mean, the hardware on this seems pretty cool. It looks like it's all stainless. So that's a bonus. Let's put this bearing back in here. You just had your first clog on the A1 yesterday? I want an A1. What was your issue on the clog? Is it just from swapping different types of filaments, or what was it? Are you going from like ABS to PLA or something? PETG maybe? I've had a few clogs on my actual bamboo, like my X1, because I was swapping between, I think, TPU and ABS, something with extreme temperature changes. Maybe it was nylon and TPU, or I don't remember. But I had a clog on it. It was because I was swapping filaments like that, and I don't know that I purged it all the way. And because of that, I screwed myself. I don't know if Steve's still in the chat, but I think if he is, he'd be proud to know that we made our own hex tray for this. I think we're getting to that point. So there's our M5s. Why is it purple? I don't know. I like purple. The stream is themed in purple. My logo is themed in purple. I like purple. I like I wouldn't say it's my favorite color. My favorite color is still green. But when I do logos and all that kind of stuff, it might be the Squirrel Brain remix. They are the stackable ones. I didn't do the crazy, what is it, the concentric infill inside, but they are the stackable version. And I like that because they don't move. And if we really want to get fancy, I printed a blue one as well. So I actually have 4 of these. And I don't print a new one for every build. I end up with a lot of hex trays. I find that the more trays and storage bins that I have, the more extra hardware I leave laying around. So not keen on continuing to print those, and prefer to just recycle the ones that I have. All right, got some extrusion. Hello from Vegas. 3D HP Jerry, right? I think I've been in a few of your streams. You guys stream what, Saturdays? We were just out in Vegas for Christmas. Family vacation. So each year we try to get everyone together on my wife's side. So my in-laws, my brother-in-law, my nephews, my brother-in-law's new girlfriend, and me, my wife, and our kids. We all went to Vegas and spent 5 days there. So travel day Monday, travel day Friday, and then you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to do things and stuff together. It was a decent time. Vegas is, for me, Vegas is fun for about 2 days. There's a lot of people, and it's not something that I like. 12 p.m. Pacific on Saturdays. Okay, I'll try to catch you next week. Usually I'm out here either prepping for Sunday stream or doing something else out in the garage. So I like to have a little thing on it in the background on Saturdays. Slicer side right now. I think I missed. Robert says, I'm happy to help. I have both front corners 30/30 boxes excluded. Just slicer side right now. I'm not sure what you mean, man. Anyone needs help with Orca Slicer exclusion zones? I figured them out yesterday. I just converted. Oh, okay. Is that what you mean? Welcome to join in and promote yourself. Jerry, I'll take you up on that. I will jump in next week. Hold me to it. Remind me Thursday or Friday, and I'll jump in on the stream with you. I would love to make this a community thing and support each other. Robert, I think I will need a little bit of help with that. I do have the Trident all-wheel drive to my left. Well, actually, what are we calling it? Quad XY? Steve's in the chat. We gotta be careful about what we say. Got one more up. Go one more up. Oh, above that? Let's see. Oh, that's a lot back. Yeah, I lost you, man. Last thing I see from you was you wanted a 341, and I'll tell you that I haven't carried one of those in over 20 years. But I'll mail you one. All right, I want to make sure. Okay, is this the, yeah, 360. So I think these are the long extrusions, not the short. So those are not the right extrusions. 360, long ones. Quad XY, is that why I'm getting the thank you? Steve, I love you, man. We've talked a lot. I still like the term all-wheel drive. I just do. I know it's not a car. I know it doesn't make sense, but a lot of things we do in this hobby do not make sense, like putting 4 motors on your Core XY from the start. I just like the term. I think people understand what it means. As soon as they see it, they're like, "Oh yeah, I get why it's all-wheel drive." It's for my wife who doesn't understand anything about what I do out here. She has no clue what quad XY means. So if I'm trying to keep the hobby approachable, which I think is kind of what I would prefer to do, keep this hobby approachable, always get new blood in, because otherwise we end up gatekeeping. And if you're the old guy in the club and you don't allow new blood, your hobby or whatever it is that you're working on just dies. So keeping things approachable, I think, is important. Now that's my feeling on the whole all-wheel drive quad XY discussion. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me. I will say the words that I prefer to say, but for me, all-wheel drive makes sense. That's acceptance. I'm fine being wrong. Uh, you know what? I am fine being wrong. That's why I will go ahead and say the V2 is better. There you go. Put it out there. V2 is better. Thanks, Zombie. Appreciate you stopping by, man. I'll see you on Twitch on the next stream. Watch, Steve's like, those are fighting words. Next time I see you, it's on. All right, so we just need 2 of these for now. Make sure we got it right. So that, and then that. I know a lot of people say you don't need to Loctite your frames. I agree with that. You don't need to. I do on frames that are for printers because I just like the insurance. It makes me feel good. I don't have to worry about it. But you do not need to. That is true. On my first Foron build, when I first built my Trident, it was from a kit before LDO decided to make kits. And at that time, and I just totally did this upside down, I believe. Yep. At that time, there wasn't a lot of information out there on best practices. And so I didn't even think to use Loctite on the frame itself. And so I didn't. But my second and every other printer build after that, I did. And I'll tell you, the original one, I had no issues. And the ones that I Loctated, I also had no issues. So you don't need to. And I'm not going to do it on the box turtle. I think it's a little aggressive, especially since I may need to take this apart and change out these corners. I don't know if I have the right skirts printed, so I may need to do that as well. But if those are true, I'm going to take this apart and maybe I'll just go with it the way that it is. So Jerry, when you stream on Saturdays at noon Pacific, what is the theme? Do you have a theme, or is it just a variety show where people hop in and talk printer trash? It's been a while. I think the last time I jumped in and caught one of your streams, I'm usually taking Saturday to do either extra work I didn't get done during the week or projects for the wife. I don't know. Sundays are usually my day. Saturdays are not usually my day. So I can't say that I've been able to catch a lot of your streams. I'm just a little unfamiliar. All right, so those are on there snug, not tight. Chat about FDM resin, CNC painting, cookies, etc. Just whatever. Okay, that seems interesting. I'll have to join you on the next one. All right, we got that, and so we're gonna add in some skirts, and I think I have the right ones printed. I hope I have the right ones printed. Where'd it go? This guy, maybe? I don't know what I did with my skirts. We're gonna have to find those. I know I have this small one, and that goes in thusly. Now I realize it's black on black. My thought at the time was it's the backside of the machine. I'm not really looking at it. What's up, Shrimp Father? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. And then I had what is supposed to be a square one with the hub in it. And I know that I have it. It's like, where did I put it? Oh, underneath. Underneath. This is the problem with having so many things on the desk. I try to stay organized the best that I can, but I'm not great at it. I'm just being honest. So this one will go in this way. And you might say to yourself, well, you printed this middle skirt hub piece with the white and the venting in there, but you didn't do that one. Well, again, this is an older part, and I reprinted this one later. But now that Steve has his out, we're gonna do that off stream. I'll reprint those probably all the way around the printer with the stuff in there. This is just using the slicer trick in layer swaps. That was a lot of work, and I don't know that I saved it. So if it's already out there and modeled that way, I'll probably default to that, and we'll reprint those. I do a lot of black ABS, and so I picked up a 5-kilo spool from Zyltech, and that's what I've been using for all of these parts. And it seems to work just fine for me and what I want to do. And I'll tell you, after I put this on here, that doesn't look half bad to me, with just the center being vented and the two edges being solid. I don't know that I hate that. Shrimp Father, if I have one piece of advice for you, you got to shorten that name, dude. Like, trying to type that in the chat every time is hard. I watch YouTube on the phone. I have one of those foldy flip phones. This guy here, actually, it's what I'm using for kind of like a stream deck to control the stream. But trying to type in the phone, your 28-digit tag name is difficult. Can we just say, like, I don't know, like shorten it down to SF? Cool. So we did all of that. And again, I may have to take this apart to make sure that we get it right, but for today, we're going to press. Pretty Wolf Engineering. Depends on if you're streaming on YouTube or Twitch, but also what works. Keela, I would love to be able to multi-stream on Twitch. But when I tried to play with that yesterday, preparing for today, and then this morning, preparing for today, it just seemed like a pain. I couldn't really figure that out. So I may pick your brain a little later on how to do that. I would love to multi-stream simply because it just reaches more people, and hopefully will bring more people in and they build box turtles or printers or whatever. I'm not a gamer, and I can't even tell you the last time I played a video game of any kind. But I know for sure that there's not a lot of 3D printing type stuff on there other than, Zombie, of course, and Pezliz and you. But see, this is the weird part. So I've got this part, and here, we'll go back to this. I've got this part. Come on, swap. Swap. There we go. So I got this part, and it wants to go on this way, which is upside down from the way it should be. It needs to go because of the cutout, but that is not the way that it's supposed to be. So I think, is there a different corner? Because that one's upside down, and then this one's a banana. But it would also be upside down. So it doesn't matter. But then I got this other one that I kind of boogered up a little bit. Maybe that one's correct. No, that one is not the right way around either. I don't know how I printed 4 of the wrong parts. That's wild. Or maybe it's supposed to be upside down like that. No? No, so there are nubs. They have these nubs on the bottom. Make sure you guys can see this. They have these nubs on the bottom of the corners here. And I need that same orientation on this end. There is a top and a bottom to the corner. Yeah, tracking. The problem is there's a cutout in this part to accept the flange on the skirt. They look fine. Yeah, I'm explaining it, right? I need to accept the flange. So if I do that, this is backwards. I have this piece on the front, and I feel like it needs to be that way so that it matches the other side. But I can't do that because the cutout's not here, unless this is all support material that I didn't remove. And I tried to get in there with this pick yesterday to get that out of there, and I could not get it. And so I assumed that it was part of the print, but I don't know. If it is part of support material, then it is bonded. And I don't know that I'm going to get that out of there. Yeah, I did not do a good job at printing these with support. But again, these are probably old parts. I think you said you had new corners or something. These old parts are pretty bonded. There we go. Just took a lot of work. Hopefully I don't mess up the part too bad. But it's just plastic. We'll print some new ones, yeah? All right, we're going to have to do this for all of those then, because I did not. I assumed that they were part of the model. I mean, they looked like support, but they were so stuck in there, I didn't want to break something I shouldn't. But I can see now that I was incorrect, and these are actually supports that you got to take out. So supports on both edges to make sure that you have a slot to accept your skirts. That means we can throw this banana one in the trash. I was holding on to it just in case I needed it, but I think we're going to be fine. We'll sweep the floor after the stream. Yeah, that's in there pretty good, but that should work. All right, let's get all this trash off the desk. That's why they make vacuums. All right, I'm going into it. Make sure that the pin part, there's a pin on the top of this, whereas that one is smooth. So pin goes towards where your opening would be for your hub, according to the directions. So we're just making sure that that is correct, and it is. And then that's another M5 by 16. Yeah, Armor Turtle, question. Why, if you're still here, why did we go with 4 lanes versus 5 or 3 or whatever? Is that just because of space on top of a printer and you wanted to maximize it? Or is there another reason? And I'm seeing a lot of Voron aesthetic in this. Was that planned to be that way, or is that just your preferred design language? Just curious the thought process behind the design. I quite like it. I really like it. I'm curious why this direction versus something else. Okay, can I tighten this yet? Gotta make sure you hit the right buttons. That would help. Raven, if you know the answer, man, answer. I'm just curious for the folks in chat. Maybe someone else is thinking the same thing. Not sure why we went with that. And curious to learn. Okay, so we're putting that part in there that I don't have yet. And we got another error on the bamboo. So yeah, I think that heater is going out. We're gonna have to replace that after stream. It keeps pausing itself after, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. All the big names in chat today. Yeah, it's surprising, man. I never thought we would have such big names in here. We got Chris Riley in. Nice. Love watching his stuff. Big Chris Riley fan, especially when we used to do a lot of what was it? A lot of putty stuff, where you're doing Linux config, and back when Marlin was really big, Chris got me through a lot of Marlin setup. Just rewatching his videos multiple times to be able to learn a little bit, or like I like to say, enough to be dangerous about how to set up Marlin. So, Chris, if you're listening, thank you. You were a lifesaver for probably a lot of people. And hopefully I get to meet you someday. So I don't know if you're coming out to Rocky Mountain, but a large group of us in the chat right now plan to go to Rocky Mountain. And if we see you there, it'd be great, man. I know you're closer to like Murph. Yeah, good old Linux. Linux is a pain. And I say that lovingly because I know that it's probably because I just never took the time to learn it. We're going to come back to the hub and then have us doing another one of these with front skirts. I don't know if I did make front skirts. All right, so we'll put the rear skirt to the side. Come back to that. We'll build the front portion here and try to get this support out of here that I did not get out of here before. What's this? I don't print anything. I just build Lego. Yeah, gotcha. It's okay. If you do have questions, man, Lego therapy, just ask, dude. There's a bunch of people in chat that could probably answer. I'll do my best to answer in a timely manner. Kind of distracted doing all this stuff, but we got you. We all started from zero. Oh, we got Pez Liz in the chat too. That's cool. Liz, I caught you in Zombie stream the other day. You guys seem to hit it off and have a pretty good banter between the two of you. I don't know how that started and what the history is on that, but it's enjoyable. 3 Wolf, you're gonna start streaming as well? Unpacking of a pellet extruder. So top view should be good. Yeah, if you know what day and time you're gonna stream that, drop it in the chat. You probably can't drop a link, but you can put a day and time, and then we can all go to your channel and set a reminder, as long as you've scheduled it right. And hopefully we'll catch that. I've not been interested in pellet extrusion at all personally, but I would love to see somebody else do that. I just don't have a need for that kind of production capacity. So having a pellet extruder is not something that I've been into. So as I'm fighting with this thing, trying not to gouge my hand here, this is really stuck on there. So note to self, adjust your settings. 24 watching, only 13 likes. Hit the like button. Yeah, get them, Steve. Get them. Every like helps the stream, helps more people find it. Maybe that's why we have 13 here. Last week we only had, I think, like 7, which is fine. It's not about the numbers in the chat, but it may push it to the algorithm of others that could use a self-sourced build model to view. Because right now, like I said earlier, you're probably only going to see LDO box turtle builds. There's not going to be a ton of people trying to do self-sourced builds when you could easily get a box turtle and the wiring is done, the parts are high quality, there's probably little to no crimping. I mean, it comes with everything you need. We're taking the hard route and doing this by hand. This part sucks. It is just not wanting to come out of there. I'm scratching it all to hell too. Yeah, I'm really like gouging this up. It's ugly. But hey, I need to get it out of there. And here's the thing, none of you guys are coming over to the house to see this in person. So we'll just put some Sharpie on it, hide all those scratches, and no one will ever know. There we go. I think I almost got it. Yow! That hurt. Watch the bleedy parts, as some say. I did not do a great job at that just now. But this is a challenge. There we go. I think we finally got it let loose. Thrilling entertainment watching somebody undo their mess up on a Sunday morning. Okay, I think we got it. That was a pain. All right. Now to get some of this crap off the desk here. My part has a cover over it. Yeah, you're right. It does have a cover over it. We're gonna, just like I said, we're gonna put that on the floor. Let's get the brush out. I don't know if you guys do this, but I use these little paint brushes. They come in a 3-pack at the Harbor Freight. I use these to clean out the chamber of printers. I use to brush the desk off, and they're cheap. I think the 3-pack was like $2 or something, and they work fantastic. They get dirty or you mess them up, toss them, recycle them into, I don't know, cleaning your car brushes or something that would, clean up grease or whatever, and just keep downcycling them for other use in other places where you don't need a clean brush, and then it works fine. But yeah, paintbrushes. All right, back on it. So now we have those cleaned up. We've got extrusion here. Let's see this guy. So it looks like the pin part is near the top, so we will do it that way. Like that, and like that. You love those horror and fright picks? Yeah, I picked myself. They're pretty good. Um, we actually do get some bleedy bits happening over here. Just cleaning that up a little bit. I tell you, every time I'm out here, I don't know how you guys operate, but I poke or stab or gouge or scratch myself enough to bleed at least once a week. I don't know if that has to do with my clumsiness or my lack of attention to detail, but I definitely poke and make myself bleed uh, probably once a week. So we keep band-aids just inside the house for that reason. And the wife too will poke her head out every once in a while to check on me to make sure that I haven't killed myself. Charge more blood, which it was drawn, dude. It was drawn. We did. So there you go. There's some bleedy bits right there. Extra points. This is hard work. PPE from work. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't want to get blood like all over the build. So we're doing this, doing that up loosely. I can hear the wife going off in there about something. Kids must have pissed her off. All right, skirts. I chose to do these. So LED front panel skirt, and then we did the side skirt. These don't fully match. You could see I kind of screwed up and added some white here, but I'm not going to reprint that. It's not worth the time. And then same on this side. So that's going to be our front skirt. This is a 3-piece center section. I want to say Thunder Keys made this. If he's still here, he can confirm. But inside you have the lens that I printed with my ultra clear PETG settings. So low, slow, and hot. Like really increase the temperature to like the max of the filament. I think I run it at like 280. And then you print really slow. Only one wall. It is 100% solid infill, and that gives you the most. Not you. Somebody made this. I don't remember who it is. So I don't. Hey, Ref. I don't remember who it was. Not Thunder Keys. Sorry, man. But yeah, that goes in there, and that'll give us some LED. Maker Milo? Maybe. That sounds right. Printed these parts a while ago, so trying to remember who did what is not top of mind right now. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So first side first, make sure we got it right way around. And it looks like we do. Yeah, so the pin on the top is the upper part. So pin on the top. Pins here. This slides in. And that's definitely the one that I messed up. As far as that goes. So we'll have to clean that up just a little bit in there. Just a little bit of trash still left in from where we tried to take those supports off. But that should work. Be a little snug, but who cares? Figure it out later if it becomes a problem. There's that. And then this one pin on top matches that side, goes like that. So just flipping that around. I am right-handed, so I need it on this side or it doesn't work well for me. If anyone knows anyone in Portland area, West Virginia? Yes, Keela, I saw that. I wish it was remote. I'd love to work for those guys. It seems fun. They seem like a cool group of people. And if they had a remote position, I may have applied for that. I was joking on their Twitter post about it, and they're like, "No, unfortunately, it's in person only." Dang it! Something about lifting 70 pounds and having reliable transportation. I'm like, yeah, I fit that mold. I can do all that. I don't know who runs their Twitter, but they responded in kind. They're very nice about it. They let me down easy. Upside down M8. Is that what you mean? Is it this way? Are you saying these pins go on the bottom? You took the remote spot. I wish I could work there on site. I'll trade you. How much longer will I take? So we're already at the 2-hour mark. I know Steve starts in about 40 minutes on his stream. And just like many of you, I want to catch that as well. So I'll probably get through maybe another 30 minutes or so, and then we'll call it. All right, Armor Turtle. So is this upside down then? Is that what you're saying? It's not clear in the manual because the manual doesn't have the logo. The manual just shows it this way without the logo. And so I mean, I see the up on the box here, and the pin is up on the box, and that's what I did. So I thought that was correct. If that's not, we can swap it real quick. So I have that pin portion up with the logo. Logo is a mod. Yeah, it is a mod. But I want it the right way around. Like I don't want to build it this way and like install it that way because then I have to take it all apart and do it again. Which is, I mean, it's 2 bolts, but still. So we're just gonna press for the sake of time and my own sanity. I don't want to worry about this too much. Moving on. Yep, put the other end on there. We've already done that. And it says to tighten it down. So we'll make sure those are all snug. And they are. I'm glad that you guys offered Armor Turtle. I'm glad you offered. Pins are for the feet. Oh, so feet go at the bottom. That means I did them both incorrect. They're both upside down then. Well, here we are. And here we shall stay until I figure this out later. Did I do it correctly on the other one? It looks like I did. So, all right, let's swap it. I'm glad that you said that now instead of letting me figure that out, you know, however long from now. So we'll swap this real quick. It's 2 bolts. Something to pay attention to. Yes, pins are for the feet. So basically we're building it upside down is what I gather. So this would go that way. Good thing we did not Loctite it. I mean, it's silly to do that for something like this anyway, but you could. Ooh, I just recognized something else too. The seam is forward. Ah, it's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me. That seam needs to go either at the bottom or backwards. That's a little bit of OCD. I get it, but yeah, I would see that every day from now until whenever if I didn't change that. And since we're already changing it, we might as well do it. So yeah, there's a seam on these extrusions, and I want that to the inside so that I don't see it at all. Depending on your kit, you may or may not have that. And there's another seam and another seam. So it's on all. Man, that's ugly. It's on all of them, all the sides. So there's no getting around it. Press forward. I don't know why I didn't recognize that before. Like so. We can't plan the manual for. Yeah, you're right, man. I got you. I'm not critiquing your manual. Just saying it wasn't clear which side was up or down. Um, and so I thought that with the orientation of the box at the top right corner saying that it was up, I thought that that meant it was the top. I didn't understand that that meant we were building it upside down. That's all I'm saying. I think your manual's fantastic. Like really, really good. To the point where earlier I was talking about how I wish all the other printer builds would use a similar setup where they could have that 3D model in there where you can rotate it, you can zoom in, it shows you which way the wire should be oriented when you put it in a part. All that stuff is super helpful information and highlights the details that you're going to need to know so that you don't have to disassemble and reassemble 75 times because that just becomes frustrating. It makes you get pissed off with the project, and then it's not the project's fault. It's just they didn't understand at the time. Best manual, you hands down. Yes, agree. Low sync, that is true. This is just user error right now. All right, so those are tight. Over here, those are tight. And now we're good. Pins, feet on the bottom, just like it should be. Just like it should be. Using an example at work. What do you do for work? Do you build manuals like this? Because if so, I think Armored Turtle could use your help. Yeah, that fits great. All right, I think next we're gonna connect these together. If I were a betting man, I would say that we would connect these together. We'll come back and do the hub. That is still printing over there. Bamboo's having issues with heating. So we'll let it get through the print and then we'll fix it. But yeah, so we're putting the four legs on. We have to write up a lot of user-facing docs write-ups. Okay. Did I tell you I would prefer that. We do a lot of PowerPoint stuff and it sucks. Like just getting drilled all the time with people reading slides to you is annoying, or they fill up the entire slide with words is annoying. People are generally more favorable towards pictures and graphics and charts, maybe some keywords to illustrate the point, but having a slide deck that is just all words with few pictures is painful for everybody. Death by PowerPoint, yes. You know just as well as I do all about that. Let me get you guys back to desk view. Hey, Digital Dragon. Thanks for coming in, man. I know you built like 17 of these. So maybe the word box turtle rings in your ears too. So just like Thunder Keys, if you mention box turtle on the internet, Digital Dragon's probably going to be there. Thanks for swinging by. I'll probably see you at Rocky Mountain again. So probably spend some time talking with you, picking your brain about some things. Also realize that you stream every week, and I try to catch your streams as well. I'll be honest, anybody that streams on Twitch, it's difficult for me to to do Switch. It's nothing towards your content. It is the platform itself with the bits and the characters falling out the sky and the like so much going on the screen. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. And I want to see what you're building, and I'm interested in those things. The platform itself gets distracting for me unless it's one of those that's just like a chat and chill. Digital Dragon, though, I think you do a good job at managing that and making sure that your audience um, can see what you're doing and can hear what you're saying. So kudos to you, my friend. If you guys have not seen Digital Dragon stream, you really should check it out. He builds a lot of different things, mostly 3D printer related. Digital Dragon, can you drop in the chat what days and times that you stream for those that are interested in catching you? Feeling a bit better? Yeah, so I heard that you were like going through it. I myself was not feeling the best the last couple of weeks. This week I feel so much better. I didn't really do anything different than I normally would. I just I continued to eat well, I continued to drink a lot of water, continue to exercise like I always do, and do anything that I don't normally do day to day. And I feel better as of like Tuesday. So Tuesday and Thursday at 6 Eastern. So that's like 3 p.m. for me. That's why it's difficult for me. Now I'm understanding. Okay. I'm still at work at 3 p.m. Pacific, which is where I'm at. So normally, if I catch your stream live, it's usually on a Saturday. So thanks for having multiple options for viewers to catch your stream and what you're doing. That is really appreciated. I'm always interested in what you're doing because I do a lot of the same stuff myself. You are just much faster at it, having multiple chances during the week to get after it. All right, so we got to do skirts, and then we can put this back panel on there. And then it has us put trays in, which we can do. And so it looks like we'll get through basically the frame on this stream, and then we'll work on part 2 will be extruders and that kind of thing. So we'll stick to the flow of the manual as best that we can. I'll make sure that we have the parts correct for the next stream next week. So we'll get through the frame, and then we'll probably call the stream so that we can get over and support Steve. Steve, if you're still in the chat, what are you building this week? What are we doing? I know I really enjoyed your last stream where we looked at how to update your machines, and you went through and updated, I think, something like 6 different machines. All right, this is what we have for skirts. Plain black, no frills. Also not very nice quality. I don't know what I did to the settings, but it's all pillowed out, and it's very pitty. This is not a good print. Let's see if we can get some good light here. Let's bring this light over. You can see that's not a good print at all. So I'll end up reprinting these and probably make them vented as well. But we're going to use them for the purposes of making the point. So lay that down. We'll put these in the correct way. Armor Turtle, I love that all this just slides together, man. These are just beauty panels. You don't necessarily need them for the box turtle to function, but good job at making it easy to assemble. Everything just slides into the extrusion. That's a really nice, really nice design. And I think I talked to you at the last Remurf as well. So hopefully we can make that happen again. I think you brought your 8-track last time we saw each other. Yeah, there's still a bunch of support material left in here that I did not get out. It's preventing that skirt from going all the way in. I'm trying to get some of that out. I think I'm gonna have to end up reprinting these corners, at least that one anyway. So we'll see if this will go together regardless. Tracking Boothie, Steve, in 30 minutes. We will be there where we are wrapping up the frame build right now. I think I need to put trays in here. And then once trays are in, that should be the end of the build. So we got that. And then we do trays next, and then we screw all this together. You got a bit of an update for the track at Remurf? Cool, dude. I would love to see it. I would love to see your 8-track. I remember it being huge. Whatever top hat you had on that thing was a lot. It was way more than I think I have room for vertically. You can type today. I go through the same thing. So we'll just do up these trays, add these lips to it. I see why you guys made the no hardware option. It'll save you some BOM costs, and then save you from having to do this portion here. But it's simple enough and replaceable. Let's get those kind of finger snug. So what I'm doing now is just building up the rest of these trays. We got the one finished. This one here, and if I remember right, front is this way, and these go to the top. So that's not going to stay in there the way that it is, but it'll stay in there the way that I just put it. So there's one done. Yo, what's up, JPP? Thanks for joining the stream. We're doing a box turtle build, not a kit. Not really a kit. It's a hardware kit from one of the vendors on AliExpress. So it screws, heat sets, end stops, that kind of thing, and some extrusion. No wiring kit, no wiring harness. It just came with about 5 meters of generic silicone 26 gauge. So we're gonna have to strip, cut, solder our own wiring harness, which means we're gonna get to make some labels. And do some wire management. Fun stuff, yeah. Soldering is not my favorite. Actually, I kind of hate it. But we're gonna go through pain together. Was this a Triangle Labs kit? No, it's a. So I did see the Triangle Labs kit about a week after this kit. This is the. Oh man, where did I put the? C-Lead Lab. I'll get you the name of it here in a second. So C-Lead Lab. However you would say this word, this one here, that is the name of the kit. Hey, thanks, JPP. Every sub and like helps. I wish there were more folks in the world like you. We would all be friends. I don't know what the Triangle Lab kit looks like. I saw it listed there. I didn't buy one, but I think it's probably about the same. So you're gonna get some hardware. You're gonna get a spool, not a spool, a length of wire to cut and solder and crimp yourself. And you're gonna get some plain black extrusion cut to box turtle stock lengths. Oh, this is just some of the stickers. So this was off of the most recent order from Doc Mercy. So I got that. This one came with the turtleneck that I bought. And then we got some calico stickers because I run calico on almost all of my machines. I like having options. So Calico is my preferred fork of clipper. I wish they would have left it called Danger Clipper, though. I thought that was a badass name. Seaweed Labs? Sure. Whatever it's called. But that Triangle Labs kit's probably pretty close if you're considering it. Anybody else building a box turtle right now except for those who already own them? I know a few of you are like on the box turtle team, if that is the right turn of phrase. Danger Clipper rebranded. Yes, so Danger Clipper, they went through a name change. I'm not exactly sure why. I did not follow it that closely, but they did. They went through a name change. It's now called Calico, which is why they went with a cat label, I assume. Again, I'm not on the team and I don't understand that, but they got the cat label. Going to rebuild one to send over to Hedgehog Makes. No, Meg Zombie build his own. That's part of the experience. He was just in here a little bit ago, razzing us. And so because of that, he should have to build his own like everybody else. All right. Trays go to the front, cut out towards the front of the build. And in the most upper extrusion. Okay. We can do that. If I can make them stand up. So these are going to go like this. Cutout portion to the front of the extrusion, or sorry, to the top and the front. These all slot in like so. Now the tricky part, how do you do that without these falling all over the place? I think the trick is to lay it down. I got it standing up so that you all can see what's going on, but I think we're going to have to lay it down so that I don't end up with a mess and things flying all over the place. So we'll do it that way. And then make sure that our cutout for our hub and our cutout for our wiring is this way. So you're looking at this upside down right now. The trick is getting all those trays into that bottom slot and then also getting all of the side skirts into their slots like so. And then once we put the hardware in there, it should hold everything together. And we would be done with part 1 of the manual. Is that a printed tray or purchase? They're all printed ABS. I don't know that anybody makes a injection molded tray. That would be an opportunity if there's people that are into that. Having injection molded box turtle trays, that'd be dope, dude. Because I want to build a 3-lane for my Micron over there, and that's going to be the not so boxy build coming soon. And that's going to be a 3-lane simply because the Micron is a 180. Yeah, 180 printer, and I can't put this size on the Micron. It just would not fit. It wouldn't look right. It would hang off the edges. And so we're going to make that a 3-lane. It fits on there just perfectly. And we're going to make that the not so boxy box turtle. The plan with that is to rebuild the whole Micron. It is still in the initial release version. I don't remember the name of it, the original release. Since then, Hart K has put out the R1 version of it, and there are quite a few improvements that I would like to incorporate, specifically the new ant head, tool head, and a beacon. Or I'm sorry, in this case, probably a cartographer. I've got a couple of beacons, but I'm saving those for my rat rig. So we may get a rat rig build eventually as well. But I need to rebuild that Micron into a R1 model with a lot of CNC on the gantry. And when I do that, I'm going to reprint all the parts into a different color, which means that my not so boxy box turtle will be in the same color theme. So we'll do all of that at the same time. So rebuild the Micron and do the not so boxy build all at the same time. You just finished one? What, a Micron? Raven? Yeah, I built my Micron maybe, man, over a year ago. I've used it a few times. I don't use it a ton. And I think I just messed up, Ron. I did not put the front. So on this tray, I didn't put those front short bars on the front of it, so it just like falls right through. Oh man, attention to detail. Yeah, so I didn't put the front bars on here. We're gonna have to take it apart and do it again. Not doing that on stream today. You guys get what we're doing here. I do want to kind of start to wrap up and push you all, if you have time, over to Steve. So thanks for hanging out. This is always a good time. We got 11 people still left in the chat. So thanks for those that stopped by for a while, hung out, said hello. But it is Sunday. People got things going on. So thank you all for spending almost 3 hours here with us this morning. It's a lowrider. Yeah, it's a 3-lane built in a 4-lane configuration. Just undo the top front extrusion and you can get that in no problem. Good point. Good point. We'll do that real quick. I'm thinking it's going to make them all fall, so I'm going to flip it upside down. Let's make sure I'm undoing the correct one here. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Lee Marie is still here with us. She's the better of the Lee Maries. That Jeremy is a shady character. It's always like bossing her around. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take it all the way off. I don't want to break anything. At least one side here so we can flex this into place. All right. Lift. Nope. Both sides. All right. Just trying to get this. So that's what I was afraid of. Like all the skirts are going to fall and all the things. I didn't want to have to do all that, but it's not too terrible. We just lost the middle. It's a good idea, Digital Dragon. I could tell you probably built a few of these. Sweet. Here we go. Now we have corrected our mistake. Back together. Loosely, and then we'll get the other one in. What did I do with that? So as we're wrapping up, let's talk about next stream a little bit. Plan is, so get that schedule as soon as we end here. So while we're all moving over to Steve's stream, I'll get the next week's schedule. It's going to be same time. Planning 7:15 on Sunday. We'll go about 2.5, 3 hours, taking you into Steve's stream once again. That's going to be the theme going forward. I think it works great for me as far as timing. Gives me a few hours before stream to test everything out, get set up, and prepare for you all to come over and hang out. and then we get to push people over to Steve after that. So we're going to do part 2, which according to the manual is the extruder portion. So once we finish up here, we go to the next section, and that should be the extruders. So this is what we're going to work on next time. You may have done this 1 or 2 times. Got it. So we got to build 4 of these on the next stream. I know for sure that I need to print probably this white piece again. And then I know for sure that I need to do these inserts. Maybe we'll do a little bit of this wiring on the next one as well. But I'm gonna double check that I got all the correct parts before the next stream. That way we can save ourselves some time there. But this is the box turtle part 1. Okay, box turtle part 1. Pretty cool. I'm excited. Had I not streamed today, this wouldn't have gotten done. So thanks for all that stopped by. Thanks for keeping me motivated in all the rest of the times, Boothie. I know you're probably still hanging out. Pressing me to do this stuff is the only way it gets done. So thanks for all that. Ask questions and ask me what I was building next. Suggest that I should do this or that. You guys are the reason that I keep doing it. So thank you so much. With that, team, appreciate you guys. Don't forget to check out Steve. He starts in about 9 or so minutes. You guys have been fantastic. Thanks for all the suggestion and the engagement in the chat. We'll see you on next week.